it goes on to say in Exodus chapter 15, verse 24, then the people complained and turned against Moses. What are we going to drink? They demanded. The people complained and turned against Moses. What are we going to drink? See, here's what's really important for us to understand. When you hit a wall, what that wall will do is it will reveal what is deficient in your thinking. And you don't know that until you hit a wall. I think walls are inevitable. I think walls are necessary in our lives because we all have deficient thinking, but we don't recognize that deficient thinking until we've hit a wall. And not only that, if we've hit the wall and we're allowing that wall to allow us to begin to examine ourselves and examine our thinking. That's really key. It's really key that we make a commitment to do that. Did you know that in the Bible, there is no Exodus chapter 13, verse 23? Did you know that? Now, if you go back and if you read Exodus chapter 13, what Exodus chapter 13 is all about is when the people of Israel leave Egypt. Is when they leave Egypt. But there is no verse 23. Why is that so significant? Because verse 23 may have said something like, Moses held his staff up to the people and said, you are coming or else. There's no verse 23. But yet, who do they blame? Moses. They had a choice. They didn't have to go. But you know how we could do that is we look for someone to blame for choices that we've made because it's easier to blame than it is to accept responsibility when we find ourselves in certain conditions. I think also, here's what we like to do, is we like the delivery part. Delivery part is fun. It's great. But sometimes delivery comes with challenges. And we like the delivery part, we don't like the challenge part, right? And so the people complain. And I think it's really good for us to begin to examine ourselves. Now, there is no Exodus 13:23, but there is an Exodus 3:9 and 10, which says, look, and this is God speaking, the cry of the people of Israel has reached me, and I have seen how harshly the Egyptians abused them. Now go, for I am sending you to Pharaoh. You must lead my people out of Egypt. So God heard their cry. That's literally what it's saying. God heard their cry, and God delivered them. And now they got what they wanted. But now they're in this place of challenge, and it begins to reveal their deficient thinking. So I really want to encourage you, if you're going through a challenge in your life, because I know what we do, and I'm guilty of it. God, take the challenge away. God, take the challenge away. God, take the challenge away. And there's nothing wrong with praying that. But God is saying, I will, but what are you going to learn? What are you learning from your challenge? Because let me tell you this, the people of Israel, they made the same mistake again when they went through something else, they blamed Moses. And then they went to something else and they blamed Moses. That became their pattern. Something happens, I don't like Moses, it's your fault. They never learned their deficient thinking from the problem. So I want to challenge us. So when you go through a problem, when you hit a wall, ask yourself, what is this revealing about my deficient thinking? Do I blame? Do I reject? Do I protect? Do I manipulate? Do I control? Do I become a defeatist? Do I become overwhelmed? Do I become stressed out? Like what does this problem reveal about the way that I think? And then God helped me to begin to change that. And it says in Exodus chapter 15, verse 25, it says, so Moses cried out to the Lord for help, and the Lord showed him a piece of wood. Moses threw it into the water, and this made the water good to drink. It was there at Marah that the Lord set before them the following decree as a standard to test their faithfulness to him. So I love this. You know what Moses does? You know what Moses does? He does what the people should have done. Rather than looking to blame, because that's what he could have done. God, you got me in this mess. Rather than looking to complain, he said, Lord, I need your help. We're thirsty and we got this water that we can't drink. We're in trouble. He cried out for help. Then God says, hey, take this wood, throw it into the water. He does, and they drink the water, and now it becomes drinkable. Now their thirst is satisfied. Their thirst is quenched.